Hi there, folks, and welcome to what is unfortunately the last episode of Breach Charge without Jack. He'll be here in just a minute, but he's running a little late. My
Yeah.
name is Bob,
My name is Cole.
and today we're going to be, shooting the gambit here on all things Rainbow Six Siege. We'll be talking about the test server patch notes. There's an R6 cancer charity stream going on, so we'll touch on that. I advise all of you to check that out. And we're going to touch on the Invitational 2019. While we have this going on, I'll pull up the most latest match, Team Secret versus G2 Esports. Rainbow Six Pro League. We'll have that play out. So while we start off here, we're going to touch on some things in the technical test server. First thing here, biggest thing. There are a lot of big things going on here. Just tends to be the first one on the list. If you used to play Montaigne, you used to play Pulse, you always knew that when you wanted to use your ability, you had to hold down the mouse button, the middle mouse button. There was no toggle, and it kind of led to
Like right here.
just
Montaigne.
it was uncomfortable to say the
It was
least.
awkward.
It was really
I
awkward.
never played
honestly.
Montaigne for that reason.
And it led to this issue where, at least for me, when I would play, you would hold down the middle mouse button, but you would always, depending on what was happening, if there was a lot going on, or even if you're playing as Pulse and there's a lot going on, you start to potentially scroll the mouse wheel a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the moment that happens, you're switched out to your pistol when you thought you were trying to track their heartbeat, or if on the worst side of that, you're playing as Montaigne, you put your shield away.
Yeah.
It's not holding your shield up with your pistol in your hand. That shield is completely gone.
I think the toggle switch is gonna benefit a lot of players who enjoy playing these characters and stuff like that.
Exactly. I think it'll just kind of make it a little bit easier in my mind for people to play them as well. Because it could be like you said, you never played Montaigne because of that.
Yeah.
I rarely
such an
play
awkward
Montaigne.
button too,
Exactly.
The middle mouse button. Maybe you'll switch to your secondary weapon or something like that.
I just don't understand why they never had that in the game to start.
Or an option for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it might become an option. I don't necessarily. It says there is now a toggle activated by default, so that
okay.
probably means that you can
And then if
change it.
people are used to holding it down.
Exactly. Or if
Yeah.
they, because that's the thing too, especially in a professional sense or a very high leveled sense. I don't know what would be better, because maybe we've just never had this toggle,
Yeah.
so you don't know. Because maybe when you find that when you're holding it down, your reaction time is a little faster, letting go of the button to pull out your weapon.
Yeah.
Because in Siege, every second counts.
I
So
felt like it
that's-
would affect my aim too.
when you hold down on the middle mouse.
Yeah.
Oh, it absolutely, because you're putting pressure down. If
Yeah.
you want your hand to kind of be as light as possible, if you're putting pressure down and you're not putting it straight down, it's angled to the side at all.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to pull your shots either left or right. No question about it. We move on to the second update. Placing a deployable shield. Now, I don't know how you feel about this one. This is probably my favorite thing that they're changing, because it used to be in Pro League too, and it was completely legal in Pro League to do a shield glitch in a window. It was really frowned upon. Even when someone would do it, you would hear the commentators would be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, here we go. I don't really like
Oh,
that
this
being in the
guy,
game."
come on.
Exactly. It's a real cheeky move. Definitely, to me, I think it's very frowned upon. When
yeah,
you
it's kind of like faking an injury on the soccer field.
exactly, it's
we know what you're doing.
yeah. It's glitching, no question about
Yeah.
it. It's just it's cheating,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't understand why they would allow that in a Pro League. They said it's like a game mechanic where you put your shield in the door. It just, to me, Siege is about blatant game mechanics, where it's if you're going to put someone to cover a window, it's going to be like Clash now. Maybe that's why they're getting rid of that.
Yeah.
But she can actually go and just stand in a window.
Yeah.
This was more like you open a window and then all of a sudden the shield is facing sideways, and in real life you'd be able to just hop in around the shield,
go
not
around it.
anything crazy. And so it was immersion breaking. It was I don't that's the thing, when you have so many people in the community, especially so many high leveled people in the community that start to figure out and start to come together to this consensus of the shield glitch is not the way you want to go about
Yeah.
it. Then I'm happy that they're taking it out in that sense.
Yeah, it was long awaited, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to touch on anything about that the deployable shield, the shield glitch at all?
I've never experienced it in game.
You've never seen it at
No,
all. That's actually
I've
impressive.
never had to deal with it or anything like that. But I could understand, like, this could be the only entry point that you have
Mhm.
to go in and plant, or save the hostage or whatever
Yeah.
game mode you're playing. And it could affect the entire game. And I don't think that's right, especially if this is kind of a realistic game. It should feel like that, and you shouldn't have these glitches that affect, something as great as like a whole round.
Yeah, especially when it's a, let's say, I mean, and I know the majority of people that play this game play it in a casual sense, but
Hmm.
let's say we are talking professional siege level.
Yeah.
When you have money on the line and it all comes down to someone putting a shield perpendicular to a window that throws the whole match,
Hmm.
that I hate to use the term unfair, but I mean that's essentially the same as if you recently there's a glitch now going around where you could spawn into the game completely invisible. That's like if you would see that
Yeah.
in Pro League, they would probably be banned. I'm sure that there are rules against that. But for
Hmm.
some reason, that shield glitch was never viewed as glitching in Pro League.
Yeah.
I don't know what their thought process was to that. They did have it out at a point, and then they
Yeah.
put it back in. I don't know. I mean, I
Maybe
would
it was
love to
just such
hear.
a big part of the game for such a long time that they're like, well, we can't change it now. It's been
Yeah,
here for
people have
years,
learned it.
you know.
Um,
So,
yeah, that's so. I wish that they would come out and with like a statement about the
yeah.
deployable shield, something to just say. Well, it says even in progress actually here, so I don't necessarily
Yeah.
know if that is now. Maybe they're going to put it back in, or who knows. I mean, the
Hmm.
next update that we're talking about on the technical test server actually comes. Big ups on you. Right, we got this new Glaz nerf. I technically guess I'd call it a Glaz nerf. Call it a castle buff. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what you would call it. But Glaz's gun can no longer shoot through or break castle barricades.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad
And this is
nonetheless.
our resident Glaz main, folks, just
I
so you
am
know here.
I love Glaz, and I thought, taking a whole clip to destroy a castle barrier was beneficial, but it wasn't really taking that much away. 'Cause the only thing that can get through is what? Thermite,
Yeah, I mean, you could thermite, you could just put a
Habana.
regular breach charge.
Yeah.
You can ash it. You could sledge it. You
Oh,
can.
okay, all right,
You
all right.
can't buck it. You could hit it with a grenade. Will break it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, like there are a lot of ways. That's why I don't know. I technically think I would call it a bit more of a Glaz nerf than a
Yeah.
castle buff, only because Glaz was the only character that could do something like
Yeah.
that.
And back when, you could do it, now that you can't anymore, your fire rate was a lot slower. Now it's a lot faster, so you
So you
can
could do it that
do
much
it.
faster.
Yeah. So because before people knew you were doing it, you could see the
Mhm.
holes going in. It took a lot longer, but now you can just spam that and get through it a lot quicker and have a lot less reaction time for the defenders and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think really another reason why they're changing it too, I mean, like Glaz has been seeing so much change lately. I mean, throughout the entirety
Yeah.
of the game. Maybe it's because also there are a lot more operators coming out that can counter that castle barricade.
Yeah. True.
Mostly, introducing more, even if it's something as basic as introducing someone with a grenade. I mean,
Mhm.
technically now you could consider Finka can counter a castle barricade.
Gotcha.
I guess that takes Glaz from more of being able to do all of these things really down to a more niche role
Yeah.
in the sense like, okay, now Glaz is only used for those long distance engagements,
Mhm.
smoking and covering through smoke, getting some sort of plant off through smoke and covering through that way, covering choke points, things like that.
Yeah.
But I think they're definitely trying to move him away. I mean, hopefully I don't know what that will take to move him away from sort of an entry fragger role that people tend to play him as just because of how powerful he is.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I think this is a good step in working Castle. I, I think maybe this is just them introducing this change because with the new Castle updates that we'll be seeing, we'll maybe even have less ways of breaking them.
Mhm.
Maybe in the future, Sledge won't even be able to break the castle barricade, depending on how it is. For those of you that don't know about Castle, his reworks coming up, from what I heard, I mean, this is down the grapevine, very well could not be true, but basically what people are saying is that it's going to look like Castle will be able to, or the castle barricades will be able to be gone through essentially at will from the defender side,
Yeah.
at least. So the teammates, you're no longer going to block off a site. You're no longer going to screw your team when it comes to like a fuse or something like that, because I mean, maybe they'll still be able to fuse it. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But at least on the other end, they're not going to be able to run through or anything. I'm interested in how this castle change is going to work, and I think this was just kind of like a start to continue that change in castle.
I'm sure they have something in their minds.
Oh, absolutely,
for
no
it.
question about it. I'm
And
sure.
I'm gonna address something I see in chat. I don't know if you know anything about this, but this is not a Red Dead Redemption 2 podcast show.
This may be a Red Dead Redemption 2 podcast.
Is there
so
something you're not
in
telling
about
me?
a couple weeks, yeah, I sold us out to Red Dead to Rockstar
Okay.
and Take-Two. They're actually giving me $10 million. Cole, Jack's not here yet. I had to tell you guys we're gonna have to do it on stream here. But yeah, I've been bought out by Take-Two, by
Okay.
Rockstar. We're no longer a Siege podcast, a Siege show. We're now gonna switch over to Rainbow or to
So
Red Dead.
It's all about the money, ain't it, Bob?
It's all about the money, Cole. But let's continue back with this. I mean, you could say what you want about me, but I'm a man of money. I'll tell you that much. I live and die by the dollar bill. Much like this next topic here. You can now smooth segue, folks. That's what we're
Great
all about
segue.
here. That's why Rockstar bought me out for $10 million. Enable disable mouse scrolling inputs for weapon swap. That means, and I mean this even comes in if you want to play, say, Pulse, Montaigne, with the old instead of the toggle. Now you have the hold down button. Now you're no longer going to hold down and scroll the mouse wheel, but you'll end up you won't actually change anything. So in the settings now, you'll have that option where you can now just change your weapons through. I guess you could toggle them. Default's probably like 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4 to go through your weapons as well as your gadgets and things like that. But I like that. I mean, this is like really small things. Even like the toggle ability for Montaigne and Pulse. I mean, these are small things that I would have liked to see from the beginning. I mean, they're
Yeah.
just like, maybe it's stuff that Ubisoft is constantly overlooking. They're not
Yeah.
really thinking about it. And then all of a sudden they're playing the game or they're looking on Reddit or whatever, and they see, or maybe someone's even sitting, eating lunch, and all of a sudden this idea pops in their head. Hey, why have Montaigne and Pulse never been able to toggle their weapons?
Yeah.
Why has it always been hold down? So I think I like these changes with the mouse scrolling input. You can change that from default. You could bound your keys around that now as well. I mean, these are just more quality of life improvements. I mean, I could see us having an Operation Health 2 coming in at some point.
Yeah.
Just a DLC that is solely based around fixing all those minor issues and those minor bugs.
And we might see that with the new Halloween update that we talked about last
That we
week.
absolutely could. I mean, I think that with the Halloween update, we'll definitely see things coming from the test server side. Probably these changes. Maybe they won't come that soon. Depends on when they want to implement that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I doubt we'll get an Operation Health 2 until 2020 if it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
They probably have them planned out ahead of time with the operators and the DLC releases, that they're probably focusing on some more things. Maybe by the time they reach, say, 50 operators on each side, or so. What are they at now? 40 something?
Yeah. 47, I think.
Yeah,
maybe.
or not 50 on
Well-
each side. I should say they're almost 25 each side. So maybe when they get around to that, they'll take a break from focusing on additions and things like that, and end up focusing more on some quality of life changes and the like. Another this is less of a gameplay change actually in the technical test server, but this is actually a bit more of a bug fix, and we're only going to touch on one of these bug fixes because I think this is primarily the most important. And that's the fact that Maverick's blowtorch, when you first would use it on a wall, it made no sound. And this was something where, I mean, you look on the Reddit, you look even on YouTube videos, things like that, where people talk about Maverick. And I mean, technically playing against him, I mean, I don't play at a high level. But when I watch Pro League, it doesn't seem like they're having all that much trouble with a Maverick. They seem to be able to counter him all right. Most people don't even play him, and he's not even banned. But people really have this issue with Maverick and the sound of his blowtorch. People say it's way too quiet, similar to like the Twitch drone issue that was a little while ago. and I like that it's not like, it's funny that they're all complaining like, oh, this is the way that Ubisoft has it. He's so overpowered. It's so quiet, blah, 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 blah. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's just it's a bug. He was supposed to make sound like he does all the time, but
Yeah.
it's when he first starts. So I like that they're fixing that. That's probably going to free up some space on the Reddit for people to start posting other things instead of
Important
anti-Maverick things. Yeah, exactly. So now all of us, I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe now we're going to see more anti-Clash stuff when people really, I mean, you see people love to hate, especially with new stuff in the game. Every time something comes out, it's broken. I mean, yes, folks, put my hands up in the air. We're talking Lion. Yeah, he's broken, okay? But if we're talking other people, I don't really think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah. Now
We're
going
going to move on. Yeah, now we're going to actually move on from the bug fixes. I'm going to pull this up for you here because now we're going to talk some stuff that's actually really important. So we got some people watching here. This is important because what we're going to talk about next is a charity event stream of Rainbow Six. We're going to have some pro teams, semi-pro teams coming in, playing games. Not here. This is at something else. I'll pull that up now. You can actually check out their Reddit posts. They have a Twitch. They have a Twitter. They have a whole bunch of things, but I really think the biggest thing is, people talk about toxicity in the Rainbow Six community, and they talk toxicity in the Rainbow Six community like it's nobody's business. I mean, if you go on anything, you're looking on the news, people are talking about people that play Rainbow Six are so racist or whatever. I mean, blah, 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 so toxic. I think this is a really good opportunity to show how non-toxic, Rainbow Six can actually be, the people that play the game. So you can go over, they have a Reddit, they have a Twitter, they have a Twitch. You can go on here, you could check out, you could donate to hashtag R6 against cancer. The charity stream is, when is the dates?
6th and 7th,
October 6th and 7th, so mark that on your calendar. Very important. You go over, and you could actually win some interesting things as well.
Very cool giveaways.
Yeah, we're going to talk about first the teams that are playing. Nariki is playing, T3H Academy, K9 Esports, Invicta, Dead Limit, Wonder Stag, Train Hard, and Team 3D Max are the 8 teams that are going to be competing for the charity stream for your enjoyment. And you can win a couple things too. If you are the one that donates the most money on JustGiving /R6 against cancer, you can win some pretty cool stuff. You can win the R6 Paris Major Key Charm in-game. Nobody has that except people that participated in the Paris Major. So you'll have something that a very select few people have. You'll be able to show that off when you're out there. Bronze 1. You'll be showing off. Maybe you're a bit of a Smurf now. Maybe you're hiding in there, diamond in the rough. So yeah, you could win that, and that to me is like the most basic level thing compared to this next thing you can win. Because if you like Rainbow Six, you like people that stream Rainbow Six, you like Rainbow Six content in general, this is where you can win some of the cooler things. You can win an R6 Paris Major T-shirt. And this T-shirt is signed by many people. It is signed by pro players. It is signed by content creators. Just for reference, you're going to have people like Macy J signing this in terms of regular pro players rather than content creators. You're going to have just about every member of G2 signed this, the winners of the Paris Major. This is a good shirt to get. I mean, and this shirt, if you're new to the stream, this shirt goes to the highest donation to the R6 Against Cancer charity event on October 6th and 7th. So please, by all means, go in and check that out. We will continue to push this probably on the shows until this happens in 1 week from today. So unfortunately, we'll be there for the last of it, but maybe we'll touch on that. Hopefully, we'll be able to applaud everybody for the amount of money that has been donated. But please go over there and check that out. That's a great cause. Personally, I love when video game communities can come together and kind of show
the lighter side.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, in not only, the toxicity that you see from video games tend to take the fall for a lot of things that are incredibly unjustifiable. But I think it's good, for everything bad that people hear about games, I think it's really good that, for everything that you hear that's bad, we can do something that's good to hopefully eventually try and change that image. A bunch of people coming together that play a game about shooting people in the head can come together and save people with cancer. So that's that to me is a massive step in terms of just community organization in video games. All of the proceeds go to World Child Cancer Foundation. So you're not only fighting cancer, but you're fighting cancer and children. So you'll be able to
Not
punch them
fighting
both in the
children.
face.
You're
I mean,
fighting.
yeah, you'll just be fighting
Come on, Bob.
children
They're
with
gonna
cancer.
they're gonna clip that and they're gonna use it against us.
Wall Street Journal, here we come.
BuzzFeed News. Oh, jeez.
The third thing that we're talking about here on our way through the show. Where are we actually? I think I
Right
lost
there.
it. There we go. The 2019 Siege Invitational in Canada. In Canada. Get your bacon. Get your trailer park, boys. Hit up J-Rock. We're going out.
J to
maybe.
the ROC, baby.
Yeah, guys, if we see you out there, Bubbles, Julian, Mr. Leahy, rest in peace. Maybe we'll visit your grave. That would be awesome if we could get to do something like that. But hopefully you will see your renowned Rainbow Six, connoisseurs out at the Six Invitational in Canada. Teams. Whoa, okay, mouse sensitivity on the roll is pretty high. You could get a basic ticket called the Recruit Pass for 90 Canadian dollars. Well, what was 200 Canadian dollars for the Elite Pass came to about $156, like you said.
So maybe like $80.
Probably a little bit less than that, maybe.
Maybe like 75-ish.
Yeah, maybe like $69.99.
If anybody
I'm not
wants
sure.
to do
I'm sure
the
it's something like that.
conversion,
Yeah, comment it down there. But yeah, I hope that we could see some other people out there. Maybe
that's a great price for a 3-day event.
Oh, absolutely.
It's fantastic. If you want to get the Elite Pass, which comes with a lot more, $150.
Yeah, I think here you get charms. I'm going to assume that those are charms in game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're real, like little tokens to take with you. Get a hoodie, get a T-shirt, get to flex your Rainbow Six on all the people up at school when you go back. Should be a good time. Another thing about the Invitational, actually one of the cooler things about this too, every time that Siege has an event, it seems like they are growing the prize pool, growing the amount of people watching.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, like they said at the Paris Major, this Six Invitational 2019 has the largest community prize pot of all Siege Pro League events that have ever happened, ever. And that's right now. It's happening at the end of, when is it happening actually? It's not October, is it?
February.
No, in February.
Yep.
What am I thinking? So it's not for quite some time.
Got a little bit.
Which is a good thing too, because so the prize pot is $500,000,
Mm-hmm.
but it's in February, so people get your wallets out here, because you can also help contribute to that prize pool by purchasing the Year 3 Season 3 Pro League bundle for characters. I don't know what the cost is, probably $10 to $15.
Yep.
Probably for the bundle, unless you can buy them individually. But all that money also goes towards that $500,000 prize pot. So, you're looking to give your boys, whoever that team may be, boys or girls, I should say. Girls. Bulls or girls, support them all, people that play Pro League Siege.
Exactly.
Your favorite teams, your favorite players, you can make your character look cool while also making their real life people look cool, because you'll put money in their pockets where they could go buy nice things. So that's fun. Yeah, absolutely. You can cosplay and go. Will we cosplay and go?
Ooh.
Who are you going to cosplay as?
Well, either Glaz or Rook, honestly.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. I think I'll cosplay as Bowsette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to bring that up.
I had to bring it up.
I had to bring that up.
I had to bring it up.
I didn't hear it on the car ride down here, and he's like, "Yeah, you gotta check Bowsette out."
Yep. And now here's the thing. Now I did not say it like that. That's disgusting. Here's the thing that we're talking about. And we're about to get into this right now. We're
going off the cuff a little bit.
Exactly. Well, first off, and then we'll touch back on the Bowsette thing, but we're gonna finish up this thing about the Invitational. So there are two teams going to the Invitational that we know of right now. Besides that, they take the top teams that perform in the ESL. But right now we have G2, formerly known as Penta, because they won the Six Major Paris, and we have Cloud9 for winning DreamHack Montreal. So those two automatically
already going to be good.
They automatically get
fantastic.
in. Yeah, you watch G2, you're getting nothing but the best. The team right now, undefeated in Pro League. They have one draw against Team Secret, I believe it was, unless that. Probably not Team Secret. I know the Team Secret draw potentially came during DreamHack Montreal. Maybe it was, or something like that. Or maybe it was during the Six Major Paris. I'm not too sure. All I know is it was Team Secret. I apologize. Yeah, because they were the ones going up into the Six Major Paris in the finals. Actually, no, they went against them in the semifinals because they defeated Evil Geniuses. Anyway, now we're back onto the Bowsette thing, and this is where we're going to come
Oh,
at it because we're
jeez.
now for the remainder of this, we're going to talk Siege community.
Mhm.
We're going to talk our community here because the biggest thing when I talk to people about the Siege community is there's a big focus, and we even talked about this with the cancer thing, on the toxicity in Siege. And now I've been playing the game for a while. I'm in the hundreds levels. I have hundreds of hours in the game. I've been decently high ranked before. Unfortunately, not right now, but I have been before. So people respond better to me playing the game than they do other people. So maybe, when I played the game and when I do play the game, I tend to take for granted the fact that people, what they think of me solely based on checking my level, checking my rank,
Mhm.
checking the amount of time that I've played the game.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be a lot less likely to start saying some dumb shit and start being toxic.
Mhm.
My whole viewpoint on this, because even to me, I mean, I would say Siege is in no way as toxic as people
Oh
say
no,
it
not
is.
at all. I mean, what we've been playing. Oh, geez.
Years, like 3 years now since the
Yeah.
game came. I had the game when it was in beta, and then I got it right when it launched.
Yeah, I
so
think
I've
I
been
got
playing
it
since the
around the
game
same-
launched, and
same
we
time
all
as
have
you.
been playing
Yeah,
for that long.
I mean, I can't recall a bad experience with it. Just I have accidentally, team killed multiple times,
Yeah.
and everybody, it's like, it's all good, or like, like, hey, be more careful next time. But I've never ever had like, super toxic
Mm-hmm.
people. I mean, maybe you get. Some weirdo on the mic, just
Screaming
screaming,
into them or like
taking
playing.
his
Nani?
headset, putting in some bags of chips and shaking it.
Yeah.
But
Although we did have a good one, we had somebody named Doodle Bob stuck to character through the whole thing, only talked to me, hoy me
you know
noise.
what? I think that's the
That's
farthest
the
away
best-
from a toxic
Exactly. That's the best
environment.
part of Siege with the voice chat when
mean,
you have
like,
people like that.
It's not going to be a CS:GO level of people sticking with characters, but it's darn near close. But it's
Absolutely.
very far. CS:GO has a special place in my heart, but it has grown to be very toxic.
That is what I would consider to be the most toxic game is probably CS:GO, if I'm going to be honest with you. But that's also because I'm not a resident CS:GO player,
Yeah.
which is where I'm getting to with this whole stuff about Siege.
Mm-hmm.
I was just recently playing Siege at my girlfriend's house, and her character level, she's very new to Siege. Her
Mhm.
character level is like 25 or something like
Yeah.
that. So I'm not taking it into rank. She's not taking it into rank. She's still
Mhm.
learning the game, playing the game, and she's having fun with the game.
Yeah.
Minus the toxicity, which I didn't really think existed because I was such a high level character.
Yeah.
But when you get into, I mean, there's 65 million people playing Siege right now. And that number's probably higher than that because that was the number posted on the red car in Hereford base. It's like 65 million players.
Yeah.
How many of those players are like you and I that have played the game for so long? We have hundreds of hours. We're in the hundreds of levels.
Mm-hmm.
And how many of those numbers are people that are sub-level 20, sub-level 40, 50, sub-level 100 even? I mean, I consider level 100 to be like you're finally starting to understand how the game works. Like it's
Yeah.
like you're starting
mean,
to learn the maps and all that kind
I'd
of
say
stuff.
more
and
more so like around like level 50.
yeah, maybe even 50, 60, depending
Yeah.
on how
I think I'm
serious
level,
you're
like,
trying to take
76
the
or
game.
something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I play frequently, but not too frequently, where I can level up and stuff fast. But I have over 100 some hours on the game.
Yeah. So there's in this game there tends to be a little bit more respect for people that have played the game for quite
Yeah.
some time, at least even if you know what's going on.
Mhm.
But I mean, the moment you have someone that doesn't know what's going on, or
Mhm.
at least that doesn't know what the other person is thinking in their head,
Yeah.
they're going to go off on you. I mean, I've had times, even for me, I mean, I don't know necessarily if I'd consider this toxic, but this is just how the community tends to react about things. There will be 4 of us on one side of the map, all pushing an objective.
Mhm.
You'll have your Ash sprinting in from the other side, get shot, scream over the mic, what the fuck, where is everybody that should be following me?
Yeah.
Well, you shut the fuck up because we're all over here and you didn't say shit. Now you're all the way halfway across the map and you're dead and you're pissed off at us because you didn't say anything and you just ran in the building. So, like,
Yeah.
a lot of times it's like people expecting you to follow them or like read their mind and stuff like that. But when I was playing at my girlfriend's house on a level 25 account, and I was even getting shit from people, and I had like a nice clutch at the end.
Yep.
I mean, there was like I was playing well. I was like top of the leaderboard too.
Mhm.
And the whole time that I'm top of the leaderboard, they're just shit talking me the whole time. And I was like, come on. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, you guys, like, if I look at your rank, you guys are all like bronze and copper. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just playing casual, and you're gonna just start shit talking me for like no
Oh, this
reason
level
because I'm level
25 doesn't have a
25.
rank.
Exactly. So
That
like,
makes us better. Yeah, no,
so-
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can understand it, but I can't justify it.
yeah, exactly.
know?
I mean, and that's the thing too. I completely understand where it comes from because at a point too, I would get like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would not get like that, but I would get upset if I was like, what do you, we'd be halfway through the round, everyone's dead, and
Mhm.
you have someone standing on the roof of the building, not even entered objective yet, and you're like, I don't want to say get angry, but it's like it could be frustrating because you're
Yeah.
like, what is even going on? Like, what are you doing? But then, think a little bit in your head before you talk.
Yeah.
And you could come to the conclusion like, oh, this person probably doesn't know the game. Like, I'll tell them
Instead
what to
of
do.
yelling
Like,
at them
next
and,
time,
you
stick
know-
with me. Like, or I'll tell you where to go. Like, hold this angle or something. And yeah, I mean, so what we're trying to do here at Breach Charge is build a community of Siege for new players, for old players, that is non-toxic, but is a good place that you could come in and play with people of your skill level,
Mhm.
whether that is brand new learning Siege or whether that is diamond players kicking the asses of people that are trying to learn Siege.
Yeah.
I mean, we're trying to build something here where anybody can come. We're not going to pressure you to watch the show, but it's just a place that you could play Siege and
Exactly.
hang out with people that aren't going to be assholes, that are going to be around your skill level, so you're not solo queuing and ranked,
Yeah.
so that you're not being berated by people in casual for some
Or
reason.
hoping, someone, takes you under their wing or something
Exactly.
like that. You can go look for it.
You
and
can actively
provide
look
that.
for it.
Yeah.
Ah, look at who walked in
Oh, man. Oh, man.
on your phone, eh?
Almost out of time, too.
Exactly. Come on, sit down.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm watching this stream right now. You wouldn't believe it. The stream I'm watching, this guy just showed up like an hour late. He's just walking in.
Oh,
Nuh-uh.
man. He's probably going to get fired.
I can't believe it.
So right now,
He's looking all casual too. I'm sorry.
well, it's good to have you. I'm glad you brought the suit jacket. I mean, you look good.
I thought it was like casual Friday for me, but it's also a Sunday, Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
It's all right, Jack. It's all right. We'll
we
work
go live
on it.
every Monday.
Oh, that explains so much. But I was actually listening in to the show because this is my job. So
Excellent.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I drove by Taco Bell, and I was like, I got time. I got nothing going on. But I did just walk in like 10 seconds ago. But we are talking about when someone is ready for ranked, or
We're actually right now we're talking about technically, I don't know if we're talking about it, plugging it, whatever you would say, our social media accounts. We also
dude, we have
also what
those.
we're doing. It's
Yeah.
a place for people to be immersed in Siege without having to deal with toxicity. Is basically what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
We're helpful to new people as well as older people. We're one thing that we're going to touch on in just a bit is a Discord channel that we're going to that we actually have created. It's not open to the public yet. We're still ironing out some details in terms of certain channels and things like that and
Yep.
what we want to do with it exactly. But it'll be a good place for you to go if you want people to play Siege with. You'll be able to play Siege with us. You'll be able to play Siege with other people of your skill level, and you'll be able to play Siege with us, which is probably the coolest thing that you could
probably
do in your life.
the most important part is playing
Exactly.
with us.
I mean, honestly, if I got to play Siege with us, I'd be able to die happy.
You do get to play Siege with us all the time.
Living
All
dream,
right.
man.
But I will say it just to get my talking time in. So now
Absolutely.
the show is now restarting, by the way. So now
Yeah, so now we're going another
yeah.
hour,
Starting the
folks.
clock.
Thanks for coming in.
But I will say, this game is best when you have people who you can play it with, who you can laugh with, because again, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna kill your teammates, as Cole did. I don't know. Did we post that video?
I did.
You
post
did.
That
I was
on
gonna
the
say you did.
Instagram.
Yeah. You
I
haven't
mean,
seen
we
that.
can even pull it up if
Exactly.
you like.
That's a good video just to kind of show what can happen in the game. But
Yep,
again,
that
I
one.
think if you have a good community who is willing.
All right, that's me
to-
right there.
Oh yeah, here it is.
And that's
there's
me.
Bob. And
And now Bob is
I
dead.
wasn't thinking. I just saw somebody, and I'm like, headshot. It was
But
the
again,
best
like
shot I
that's a
had all night.
moment that could have gone very poorly
Yeah.
if it wasn't a friend of ours. And so again, and especially when you have a full team, you can communicate better, you can do plans better. So again, like if you are looking for people to play with, and you're a fan of the show,
Mhm.
I could not imagine a better place for you to go than our Instagram, and B, to join our Discord when that is up and running, and we'll be what we gonna call them, our recruits, right? Is that what we're gonna become a recruit of Breach? I think we called them Breachers at first.
If you have any ideas, feel free to comment on
whoever wins.
One of our social
you get
media.
to be in the Discord.
You'll be a moderator.
You'll be a moderator. There you go.
Yeah,
There we go.
right.
That's what people
Fair.
are.
Fair.
So,
But yeah, so right now what we're talking about as well, speaking about Instagram, we're also incredibly active on Twitter.
What's Twitter?
So if you want to check out Twitter, Twitter is an excellent place.
Is that the place where people complain about politics and stuff?
Yes, it is. So you can go check out breachcharge.com.
Oh.
You're guaranteed 5 tweets about Donald Trump a day. You're guaranteed 5 tweets about Barack Obama a day. Yeah, I mean, we're popping off right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting, oddly enough, a lot of Russians are following the account. Don't know why, but it's happening.
It's because Cole plays Glass all the time.
Exactly, that's why.
I do
That's
post a lot of Glass stuff.
That's it.
So. Sorry, guys.
But other than that, again, I do think it's important just to to follow us because we're going to be posting links, posting updates, and
behind the scenes,
Again, we might be going to the. I know you guys are mentioning the Invitational. Definitely something to think
Look
about.
into.
I've always wanted to go to Canada. Again,
I think that'd be
I've
a lot
been
of
there.
fun.
I've been there once.
I've always wanted
I've
to
never
go
left
again.
the damn country. I want to get out of here.
But yeah, again, I think it's just not even just us. Like again, by following other sources, by making your way to just by making your way into the community itself, you will find yourself having a much better time than someone who is just trying to play on their own. Like I haven't even touched ranked this season. I haven't had time to play with these guys.
Yeah.
And because ranked is only so fun by yourself, when you have to rely on the kindness of others to help you out, which doesn't always go your way. So other than that, do we hit our 3 main topics?
Yeah. I mean, there's one last thing that I wanted to touch on. This is for anybody that's looking. This is also something that we're going to be doing. Is that kind of what gave me the idea to start up a Discord channel.
Sure.
Essentially was, we're now very active on Reddit. So if you go on Reddit, you go on Rainbow Six, essentially any subthread that has to do with Rainbow Six Siege, look for us in the in the comments. You have a question, you could post it right to a thread. Odds are, one of us will be there to answer it. The channel will be there to answer it. Like if you read what's on here, it tends to not be. I mean, it tends to be more positive things than negative.
Yeah.
I mean, there is stuff about people complaining about certain mechanics in the game, and I don't necessarily, attack them for it. Where people are going to say, "Oh, get good,
disagree.
scrub," but I
friendly
say,
argument.
this mechanic has been in the game for quite some time. I hate to see that people are kind of being a dick about it to you, but like maybe you bring up some good points, maybe you don't. There's a lot of stuff like I was touching on before. A lot of people complain about Maverick. A lot of people complain about Clash, yada, yada, yada. People keep saying that Siege is a dying game.
Not enough people
complain
about Lion,
Yeah, I mean, it's so really that's the biggest thing is where, a lot of people recently getting into the game with the year 1 operators on sale are asking what operators should I get. Very active, telling people what to get. I have,
and if you
very
didn't notice
specific
it somehow,
comments put
Year
out
1
there.
operators are 15,000 renown if you want to buy them.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed them yet, they're only 15,000. They're 10,000 off.
50% off, baby.
Yep.
Crazy.
So,
just crazy.
And on all of our social media accounts, Reddit included, we have links to where you can watch the show. But in no way do we necessarily try and push that content down your throat. We're more so help you play the game. The community that we're going to create in the Discord is to let people play the game and have fun. I mean, at the end of the day,
also, it'd
it
be
is a
nice when
game.
one of us, when I log on late at night and none of you guys are on, I can be like, all right, great, perfect. Here we go.
See, and then people are going to be on their knees begging to play with the Jack Barron of Breach Charge.
There we go. And then watch me get killed, 2 seconds in.
And then
you can watch me get banned for team killing.
Folks,
by
if you're
accident.
watching this, join the Discord. Carry the 3 of us to Diamond. I'll do anything. I'll give you anything. I mean, we'll feature you on the show.
You want to host? I have my job. Here.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
for Jack next time he doesn't show up.
That's what we're
There we
going to
go,
do. We're going to have a
Can
channel.
be Jack.
We're going to have a
Many people.
channel in the Discord specifically for boosting people, specifically for, what do we have here? 100,000 V-Bucks to play with Ted Bearman. Folks,
There you go.
Here
There
we
you
go. That's me. I'm Ted Bearman. That's my username. We got 100,000 V-Bucks to play with me already. Folks, I mean, we're just dropping them down the pipeline.
How's the conversion from V-Bucks to renown?
Not good.
Not good.
V-Bucks are up right now. V-Bucks are way up right now.
V-Bucks up, renown down.
V-Bucks up, way
Renown
up
down.
right now.
That's a good one. There you go. That's a next topic next week. The stock market of video game currency.
V-Bucks to to.
But you could probably find once we get the Discord all hashed out and stuff, you can find it on our social medias.
Yeah, it'll be
Um,
posted all over
yeah.
social media. I'm sure it'll be posted on Reddit. On Reddit, back to why I said I even created our own Discord community. A lot of people you're going to see on Reddit are posting things like, hey, I have no one to play with. I'm sick and tired of solo queuing. I keep getting stuck in silver and gold or in bronze and copper, and I'm just looking for someone to play the game with. Or people say, hey, I'm in copper. I'm looking for someone to learn the game with.
Yeah, and that's
Stuff
not the
like
best
that.
way to, play the game, in my opinion. Like, solo queuing it can be fun if you find the right people, but that's all random.
Exactly.
It's a lot better when you're in a Discord with either friends or people who are willing to help you out.
Exactly.
Help you guide through the process, or just fight to the end, to the win, to where you want to be, whether it be diamond or gold or anywhere in between.
Yeah, even if you're shooting for silver or something like. I mean, hey, everyone
Hey,
tries.
man,
to
I was
prove
shooting
and-
for
Bless.
silver.
Exactly.
I
Bless.
got there thanks
Bless
to you
silver.
guys. I mean, I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I got a pretty nasty KD.
Oh, here we go. 1 V-Buck equals $2.
There you go.
That's crazy.
And
Perfect.
someone's going to do it for free. I'll do for nerds for free. For nerds for free.
Like Nerds the candy, like the Wonka candy.
So we'll give you nerds candy. Do you want it on the chewy rope, or you want to just Personally, I think the chewy rope is garbage. So whoever posted that and you asked for the chewy rope, you're out of here. I'm sorry, but we're going straight nerds all the way.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Just in the little boxes too. We don't settle for any of that other shit either.
no.
This
just
is
the
like
little
elementary
tiny
school
boxes.
Valentine's Day
There you
boxes
go.
of nerds.
There
That's
you
what
go.
we're looking
Fair
for.
Yeah,
enough.
exactly.
But other than that, I guess, is that it for today? Maybe I'm trying.
Yeah,
Trying
I mean
to-
that's it
we
for
hit all
the-
you. Happen to come
I know,
in
like right
a
at
little
the.
late.
I know. I
if
was
I'm
like
gonna be
literally at
honest.
the door. I'm like, I know the minute I get out of my car, like the show will be
It's
done.
over.
The minute I get out, I know. I knew. I was like, because I was listening the whole ride. I was like, I could tell. It was like next topic. I said, oh no. Like, yeah, I'll be back next week. It's just today. I had a. I was on a film set all day today.
Well, how'd that
Oh,
go? We
Mr.
saw
Big
pictures
Man.
of
Yeah,
little
Gabe.
pigs.
I was
Hey.
with piggies all day. Yeah, so
That's
the
nice.
film set was a farm today. I'll be sure to link the movie when it comes out.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But-
Good to see.
I was playing with pigs. I'll have to share it on the.
That's awesome.
What was Jack up
Yeah,
to
I
today?
saw
Play with
it on your
piggies.
Instagram.
Yeah, play with
Like,
piggies.
Bob and I were driving down. I'm like, oh my God, Jack was playing with little pigs.
I played piggies all day.
That's
Um,
great.
But and then next week, I don't know. But next week got some more fun stuff. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I'll also be on the
probably gonna
lookout. We have some. I don't know how to describe it. I guess not podcast related material. We have the creative stuff down the pipeline. I don't really want to say what it is
Yes.
yet, but
okay, I know
yeah.
what you mean. Yeah.
um,
So you know, we-
non-talk related. Non.
Yes, although we
you know.
do host a quote-unquote talk show about Siege, we also are going to, on said show, have, potential segments that are pre-recorded films that we film ourselves and things like that. If you're
Yes.
familiar with the advertisements that we've been making, posting all over social media and things like
Yeah,
that,
things along those lines. Are
it'll be
now-
very similar along those lines. Those are going to become a bit of a common occurrence and maybe less of an ad.
Just
and
some
more
extra
of a-
content to
a
put
bit
out.
fluff,
When we're
yeah.
not streaming. During the week. Maybe on a Wednesday, you're just like, man, I wish. Breach Charge was on right now.
And I
You
wish
just
those
go
guys
onto
were
our
hanging in the
Instagram or Twitter or
Discord.
Facebook.
And we're not, because we're busy people, because we're
Yeah.
famous people.
It comes at a price, man. It comes at a
Exactly.
price.
Fame comes at a price, folks.
Alrighty then.
You
There
got
you
it
go.
here first
I think that's a perfect way to end it on. There you go. Fame, whatever. There you
Alrighty,
go.
folks. Well, thank you for
Yes.
watching. As always, once again, make sure, if you leave this podcast with anything, make sure you check out R6 charity stream against cancer. That is, I'll pull that up once more for everybody. R6 Against Cancer charity tournament. You can see it on Twitch at R6 Against Cancer. It streams October 6th and 7th. Highest donations to that charity stream can win an in-game Paris Major charm, only available to professional players that took part in it, and signed T-shirt by content creators like Macy J. I think King George maybe signed it. You have all of G2 signed it. So a lot of top name signatures. If you are into that kind of stuff with Siege, that is definitely a massive collector's item. I don't know necessarily. I mean, I know on their website right now the highest bid was $20. So if you want to hop on there right now, by all means, go over and try and win
$21.
yourself exactly $21. I'll definitely
There you go, that
be
shirt's
donating. Maybe you guys will see me in that shirt over top my
Possibly.
my
There you
suit
go. That
here
sounds like a good idea to
at the
me.
end of the day. So
Yep. And thank you for tuning in.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank
I'll see
you.
you
and
guys
we'll
next
be
week.
here next week.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Peace.